All right, I want to cut across to my colleague Kaushik Deka from the India Today magazine. Kaushik, you had the Chief Minister today of Assam on the assembly, on the floor of the assembly, state that Zubin Garg was in fact murdered. Now, this has come without a proper investigation that has concluded anything. We've also seen the backdrop of it, the politics of it. We've seen the social media post of Gaurav Gogoi claiming that, Congress will honor his legacy. In this political slugfest, are we actually witnessing another Sushant Singh Rajput redux?
I'd not like to draw parallel here, but Jubin's case, as I had mentioned earlier also, it has become the key issue for the Assam Assembly election that's scheduled in April 2026. And right from the very beginning, means after initial 3-4 days, when the public outrage was over the cause of death, because there was a lot of confusion about how he died in Singapore. So based on that, there is a public outrage, and the moment the political parties sense that there is a public outrage, all the political parties, whether it's BJP, Congress, or Raijar Dal, or other regional parties, they try to take advantage of this public outrage to their own benefits. And then began the politics. Initially, if you see the CM Himanta Biswa Sarma, he had said that he didn't suspect any foul play, if you recall the initial statements. And in fact, from Singapore also, the initial reports were about drowning. And then the moment the people were angry over the two key suspects, primarily Shamkanu Mahanta, the moment opposition parties started showing Shamkanu Mahanta's connection with Hemanta Biswa Sarma, of course, the connection was not only with him. Shamkanu Mahanta had a connection with every political leader, almost every political leader in Assam across political parties. But the moment it was shown that Shamkanu Mahanta is one of the key accused and Hemanta might protect him, the opposition parties started targeting him, and there was a sense that public support is slipping away from the CM. And then he turned around and he said that I will set up an SIT. The SIT started investigating. Then he started making statements like there would be explosive revelations about how Jubin died and all that, that things that people in Assam would not be able to take. And now the if my sources tell me that the expanse of this investigation is so huge that it's going back to 8 years, and also examining everyone who in some way was related to Jubin or had some dealing or transactions with Jubin. And probably, if my sources are correct, they are trying to create their building up a story, a narrative, or a sequence through which Jubin was killed. I may not comment on the legal part of it because it's still sub judice and investigations are on, and it would not be fair on our part, you and me, to comment on that. But this investigation definitely is not just about how Jubin drowned in Singapore or how he died in Singapore. It is much more beyond that. And simply because the CM of Assam, he cannot afford to lose an elections. So the people of Assam, a large majority on social media, they are saying that Jubin was murdered. Before any investigation, everybody suspected a foul play because of the people who were with him. And the moment Himanta sensed that he has to satisfy the people of Assam before the elections, so he's playing to the gallery. He's giving them what social media demanded, what people of Assam demanded. And now everybody knew, mostly politicians, that uh, if you limit the investigation just to that particular incident of him drowning in Singapore and how he died, the case may not have been that strong, or it may not last that long in a court of law. So you have to understand this, that the case has to remain in court, or the political parties, the government must sustain the case in a court of law at least till April 2026 when the elections are scheduled. So this is what the core of the whole politics is.
Now,
That
without saying it, Kaushik, you've
Ju
practically said it. For a layman or for somebody like us, it's just practically sounded like a redux of Sushant Singh Rajput. I'll ask you one quick question, Kaushik, before we let you go. For someone who was very familiar and I would dare to say even a friend of Zubin Garg, which has been you. I want to ask you, because it's the irony can't be more stark when one actually looks at it in the context of Zubin Garg, who happened to be one of the most apolitical and one of the few people who wore his cynicism of politics on his sleeve.
Yes, you used the very right word. He was apolitical. If you ask me why he was so popular, he could say things that you and me would be discussing in private or would not dare to utter in public. He would say those things in public. It didn't matter who was in power. If he found something wrong, something not correct, he would say it upfront. Whether it's a political issue, non-political issue, social issue, moral issue, religious issue, it didn't matter. He would speak out, and that's why he was so popular. And there was no hypocrisy. uh, you could see Jubin the way he was everywhere. He was a superstar, no doubt about that. But he could be found with a panwala, he could be found in a paddy field, he could be found anywhere. So this is what Jubin was, and now because of his popularity and because he was everyone's Jubin, so everybody is trying to get a share of their politics out of Jubin.
All right. Thank you, Kaushik, for joining us. We're going to come back to you. And sadly, I don't know how this narrative is going to play out. But right now, it doesn't look that it's going to all go well. But we're going to leave it at that.